Hey guys, welcome to Production Music Live. My name is Francois. In today's video, we're going to have a quick walkthrough through this percussive Afro House Ableton template here, Ableton project file, part of this sound pack, which is made fully using Ableton, no other third-party devices or plugins. And we have templates in here, so 3 fully arranged tracks. This one here is Ozone, and then we also have Stellenbosch and 1,000 Knives. And samples, loops and one-shots are in here, percussive loops. This type of stuff. We also have presets for Ableton instruments like operator, wavetable, and analog, organized into grouped instruments like, for example, this pad down here. That's how these instrument presets can be used, and also MIDI files included as well. And in this video, I'm going to quickly walk through the main elements of this percussive Afro House style track here. And let's start with our low-end group in this area here. So we have a kick here. If you play it solo, it doesn't really sound like one you would choose, because it has a lot of noise on top. But in the mix, it sounds perfect. Also, no heavy processing on that kick. And if we go to the next element, we have this straight bass with wavetable and analog. It's layered and it's grouped into this preset here, which is part of this percussive Afro House presets pack as well. Playing this pattern. And wavetable is playing this part. And analog is playing this part. So wide towards the left and right. With echo, but don't worry, there's a low cut in here. Echo on bass, fine. This one is generating the room around our sound here with analog. And wavetable is using complex shapes and verbed. And this one also has a bit of room. This chorus is high passed at 520. Okay, and wavetable below it is playing this other pattern. It's kind of groovy, jammy bass sound and with some weird blips and blobs. So wavetable is taken care of. There's also a little bit of glide in here. So this just jammed around. This is not like, this is something that comes up when you're playing your set and then you jam around with push or something or your keyboard. And that's the white part on top of that sound as well, again with analog. Without the echo. Big difference. It sounds really great and roomy. And again, this is allowed because we are cutting low end here as well. Okay, so it played all together. And a glue compressor on the group of the low end. Okay, let's go to the perc group. What do we have here? Percussion extra. So that flam type thing. And then we have a snare. Can see those velocities going up here. And you might be wondering, hey, how does it work? You have velocity here in every bar going up, but why isn't it doing anything? Now you have this expression control here that's automated. If I quickly put in the automation curve here, velocity amount, expression velocity amount is being automated up here. So how much of velocity are we letting through, basically? It's a nice trick. There are so many ways of doing this in Ableton, and this is another one. What we have here, cymbal, a cymbal sound, and now wooden perks. You know, you need all those kind of African percussive elements, or Spanish. We also have castanets and stuff. Also needs a bit of side chaining because it's sometimes playing on the kick. And this together with this straight bass. And then shaker on top. This one is super nice as well. Very good stereo spectrum on that shaker sound. Also part of this sample pack here. And top loop. What's next? Okay, so this guy is adding in some low-end information. Let's look at the pattern quickly. That's something you can do. You don't have to do it, but it can be interesting. Sometimes you need to control something like that with where are we here? F0. So you could think about putting a bit more low cut in there. But I don't think it messes up anything here. It's also not that loud. So perc reverb. Yeah, now we have a variety of those sounds that kind of put this much more into the direction of Afro house or percussive Afro house. Because if you remove those perc elements, we can also get straightforward deep house type track. These percussive elements here really make the difference. And we have a bit of a castanet going on. Almost like rattle playing here, and then maybe here and there some cabasa. Blip, blop, zap, and maybe even some Atari gunshot or something. And below that we have Afro lead in the Melodic Group. Yeah, it's an arpeggio melody. With analog. And it has a bunch of controls. We can control the octave directly here in the macro control, unison, on, off, glide time, filter decay. Set it back to automation mode. This one is rather dry, not too much reverb on this one. If we are putting lots of reverb and delay on it, we are sort of going over to trance or something like that. Clear and clean sounds. Melodic perc. some stabs recorded with a synth, recorded into Ableton. Pad spheric. Okay, this is also recorded and then sent through a bunch of chorus effects and ballad reverb and flutter and tube and whatnot. It's like an indirect spheric pad sound here. It's a bit blurry, and that's the idea. Background. Simple background pad with a saw wave with operator adding in Atmo vibes. The C minor chord playing here. And down here, what do we have here? Tension with this analog pad and frequency shifter and long tail reverb on top. And again, we have C minor chord. And then we are creating tension with this A. If I take this down an octave, it's minor chord from A sharp and added 2. Building up tension in front of the drop and also in this part here, so let's listen in. Alright, so these are the elements of the sound. It's fully arranged with a build-up here, then a go part, or I called it go, and then we have a main part where I think this is really sitting nicely and comfortable. And then we have this drop part here with this additional ARP melody. First playing dry and then with all the other elements. And then with pads on top. Kind of a climax of this track, and then slowly but steadily we're removing elements to the outro of the song. Alright, so there we go with this walkthrough. Feel free to check the link in the description for this percussive Afro House sound pack. It's a treasure in my opinion. So much interesting stuff to take from it. Also, leave a like and a comment, subscribe to this channel, and now we are going to have a playthrough through this track, and I hope to see you next time.